Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. So, if you're an 8th grader tuning in right now, you are absolutely in the right place. Have you ever looked around at a towering skyscraper, or maybe the perfect symmetry of a bridge, or even just the layout of your own bedroom, and wondered, how does all this fit together so perfectly? Well, it's not an accident, it's totally by design. Today, we're going to decode the orderly design of the real world around us by diving into one of the most fundamental concepts in math, angle relationships. So get ready, because you're about to see the world in a completely new way.
Okay, let's dive right in. Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the beauty of geometric order. Then, we'll cover essential angle relationships, followed by solving unknowns. After that, I've got a homework challenge for you, and we'll wrap things up with the godly learner philosophy.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the beauty of geometric order. So 1 Corinthians 14:40 tells us, "Let all things be done decently and in order." And honestly, this brilliantly captures exactly what geometry is all about. You see, geometry isn't just some random bunch of math problems designed to frustrate you, even if it feels like that sometimes. It's actually a highly structured, beautifully organized system. It's literally the exact same system used in construction, architecture, robotics, art, the whole shebang. Just as God values order and structure, geometry shows us that even the everyday angles around us are created in a perfectly orderly system. When we learn to spot these relationships, we're really reflecting that same deep appreciation for God's precision and design in the universe.
Think about it like this. Learning angle relationships right now in the 8th grade is exactly like learning the alphabet before you start writing essays. You got to know your ABCs before you can write a best-selling novel, right? If you misunderstand these angle relationships now, it's going to lead to errors in drawing, building, or solving equations down the road. But if you master these basic relationships today, it acts as a crucial foundation. Honestly, solving complex angle problems later in high school algebra and geometry will become so much faster and way more accurate for you.
Moving right along to Section 2, 3 essential angle relationships.
Now, what's really interesting about this first definition is how simple it actually is when you visualize it. Adjacent angles are just two angles that share a side and a common vertex, but they don't overlap. The easiest way to think about this? Picture two puzzle pieces perfectly connected side by side. They share that border right in the middle, they meet at the exact same corner point, which, by the way, we call the vertex, but one piece doesn't sit on top of the other. They're basically just next-door neighbors.
Our second building block is the complementary angle. Complementary angles are any two angles that add up perfectly to 90 degrees. When you place them together, adjacent to one another, they frequently form a perfect right angle, like the sharp corner of a square or the corner of your room. So if you have one angle that's 60 degrees and another that's 30 degrees, together they make 90. They complete each other. They're complementary.
And our third relationship is supplementary angles. Now, these are two angles that add up to exactly 180 degrees. When these angles are placed adjacent to one another, they combine beautifully to form a completely flat, straight line. For instance, if you have a wide angle of 110 degrees, its supplement has to be 70 degrees. Why? Because 110 plus 70 gets us right to that flat 180-degree line. Okay, so the absolutely crucial point here is knowing the difference between these two. Take a look at this side-by-side comparison, because this is a fantastic visual trick to lock into your memory. Complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. So think C for corner, a 90-degree right angle. Supplementary angles add up to 180 degrees. Think S for straight line, a flat 180 degrees. Corner and straight, 90 and 180. Trust me, if you memorize this one concept, you've pretty much conquered half the battle.
Let's see how this builds in Section 3, solving for unknown angles.
Let's jump into some guided practice. We're dealing with complementary angles here, which means our magic total number is 90. Step 1, we're told that our known angle is 35 degrees, so we need to find its missing partner. Step 2, since we know they absolutely must add up to 90, we just do a little basic subtraction. We take 90 degrees and subtract the 35 degrees we already have. And step 3, 90 minus 35 gives us 55, so the missing complementary angle is 55 degrees. Simple, logical, and perfectly orderly. Now let's try a supplementary example. A straight angle is made of two smaller angles. Remember our trick? S for straight line means our magic total is 180 degrees. Step 1. Our known angle measures 68 degrees. Step 2. To find the missing piece that makes up the rest of that flat line, we just set up our subtraction. 180 degrees total minus the 68 degrees we know. Step 3. 180 minus 68 equals 112. meaning the missing supplementary angle is 112 degrees. See how just knowing the rule completely unlocks the math for you?
Okay, one more example. This time, we're looking at adjacent angles. Remember, those next-door neighbors sharing a side. Step 1 tells us the total measurement of the larger combined angle is 100 degrees. Step 2 tells us one of the smaller adjacent inside angles is 45 degrees. We just need the other part. Step 3, total minus the known part. So 100 degrees minus 45 degrees leaves us with 55 degrees. That means the unknown adjacent angle is 55 degrees. You're essentially just finding the missing piece of the puzzle.
Next up is Section 4, Your Turn Homework Challenge. All right, make sure to write these down, grab a pen if you need to. Here are your 5 challenges. Number 1, define adjacent angles in your own words and give a real-world example. Look around your room right now for inspiration. Number 2, if one angle is 43 degrees, what's its complement? Number 3, find the supplement of a 97-degree angle. Number 4, draw 2 adjacent angles that form a straight line and make sure to label their measures. And number 5, a little algebra prep for you. An angle and its complement add to 90 degrees. If one is x degrees, what is the other in terms of x? I know you guys can totally crush these. Just rely on the rules we established today.
And finally, Section 5, the Godly Learner Philosophy.
I really want you to hear this phrase and let it sink in for a second. Education without biblical morality will hurt. The Hero Smart Academy Godly Learners series purposefully intertwines biblical morality with your education for a very, very specific reason. Knowledge alone, math alone, being quote-unquote book smart alone, it simply isn't enough to guarantee a good, fruitful life. If you learn all the rules of mathematics but don't learn the moral rules of how to treat others and honor God, well, that imbalanced education is ultimately going to cause pain.
Notice the promise highlighted here from Romans 8, 6-7. It promises peace of mind to everyone who keeps their mind spiritual. Engaging with highly structured learning, like geometry, through a spiritual lens actually helps align your thoughts. It brings true peace of mind. And I can tell you for sure, this is exactly what we experience and what so many people experience as they engage with this material. Order in the classroom helps build order in the soul.
So, I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought. What's the point of being smart and supposedly educated and continuing to make bad choices that hurt? Geometric order and moral order absolutely must be built together. Think about it. If you build a skyscraper with bad angles, it's going to fall. If you build a life with bad moral choices, it'll also fall, no matter how good you are at math. So, as you solve for those unknown angles in your homework this week, I really encourage you to also seek out the wisdom and orderly design God has placed in your life. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep your mind spiritual, and I will catch you next time.